channel my target 100%. I think all of you must have seen my last videos. Who can say what are the last video? What are the last video? Circular motion and uniform circular motion. What are the terms associated with uniform circular motion? The terms associated with the circular motion are angular displacement, angular velocity, time period, frequency, etc. Okay. Anyway, so you must see that video and collect the important points. You must see the complete video. So anyway, so today's topic is centripetal force. Just I am reading some important points. Centrifugal force, centripetal force. When a particle or a body moves in a circle, its direction of motion changes continuously at any instant of time. That I have already told. Okay, when direction of motion changes, its velocity changes. If its velocity changes, acceleration changes. Because velocity is displacement by time, acceleration is velocity by time. But at each point, it makes tangent to the circle. So direction of the body moving in a circle changes continuously. That I have already taught and done in figure, shown the direction of the body. When velocity changes, there is a acceleration. That acceleration moving towards the center and acting along the radius. That acceleration is known as centripetal acceleration, and the force acting on it is known as centripetal force. From Newton's second law of motion, you know, from Newton's second law of motion, first one is centripetal force. Centripetal ऐसे लिख सकते हो. F लिखते थे, from second law of motion आप लिखे हो. Force is the product of mass and acceleration. यहाँ FC कर दिए centripetal force, यहाँ M कर दो, यहाँ AC कर दियो. चोरी विद्या भी सीखो. Centripetal force, the force which is produced by centripetal acceleration. Acceleration, C, centripetal. Centripetal means center, acting toward the center. जो सेंटर तरफ वो जो acceleration जाता है वो centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration जो force produce करता है वो भी centripetal force. तो मतलब centripetal force हो, centripetal acceleration हो, acting along the radius, acting moving towards the center. Okay, the force which deviates a moving body from the linear path to move it along a circular path and is directed radially inward, okay. ये आपको लग रहा है जब आप टर्न करते हो, when a body moves in a circular path, ये आपको लगता है कि हम गिरेंगे. देखो ये टेंजेंट हो जा रहा है, यहाँ से टेंजेंट, यहाँ से टेंजेंट हो रहा है, ये टेंजेंट हो रहा है. ये जो टेंजेंट हो रहा है तो यहाँ से जो बॉडी जा रहा है, यहाँ से एक ये सेंटर तरफ, तो ये यहीं से आ गया सेंट्रीपिटल फोर्स. ओके, सो एट द सेम टाइम कैसे जानेंगे व्हाट आर द कॉमन एग्जाम्पल्स? अब बचपन में जो एक स्टोन को धागा में बांध के ऐसे घुमाते थे, टाई ए स्टोन विद द हेल्प ऑफ थ्रेड एंड स्ट्रिंग एंड मूव द स्टोन इन ए सर्कुलर पाथ. ऐसे ऐसे घूमता है, बहुत स्पीड हो जाए तो कभी कभी वो टूट जाता है, कहीं गिरता है. डायरेक्शन चेंजेस. देन ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन बिटवीन द सन एंड अर्थ is the fan rotates due to electric force and gravitational force. Electron revolve around the nucleus, centripetal force and electric force. It is electric current. Then one is electrostatic force of attraction, another is centripetal force when electron moves around the nucleus. Another is any planetary motion, any body moves in a circular path, always acting centripetal force. Then come point, centripetal force is not a new kind of force. It is same force as described by Newton's second law of motion. Okay? Centripetal force needed to keep an electron to move around the nucleus is equal to the electrostatic force of attraction, what I told now. Centripetal force always needed when planet move around the sun. Okay? At the same time, when a moving bus or vehicles negotiates a sharp, जो बस टर्निंग करता है, एक कर्व करता है, the passengers in the bus or vehicles are deflected from their position to the outward side. जैसे आप घूमते हो सर्कल कर्व करके, आपको लगेगा कि हम गिर जाएंगे, लेकिन गिरते नहीं हो. ओके, अवे फ्रॉम द सेंटर ऑफ द सर्कुलर रोड. आप टुवर्ड्स जब जाते थे तो सेंट्रीपिटल फोर्स एक्टिंग कर रहा था. जैसे आप झुक गए इस तरफ से, तो आपको लगा कि सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स एक्टिंग कर रहा है, बिकॉज ऑफ आई विल fall, but you are not falling. So the force which is responsible for the deflection or movement of the passenger from their positions is known as centrifugal force, which is not a real force, it's a pseudo force, virtual force. The force that tends to move the bodies or particles of rotating frame away from the axis of rotation is called centrifugal force. So motion of a body in inertial frame of reference, motion of a body rotating or non-inertial frame of reference is an common example of centrifugal force. जहाँ सेंट्रीपिटल फोर्स है वहाँ सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स है. क्यों ना, देखो जिस टाइम में आपको यहाँ सेंट्रीपिटल फोर्स एक्टिंग कर रहा है, उस टाइम में इधर से सेंट्रीफ्यूगल, centripetal inward, centrifugal outward, acting along the towards, away from the radius, towards radius, away from the radius, acting towards, moving away. Both are correlated terms but opposite. So sometimes we say that according to Newton's third law of motion, when body acts action, we can say it is centripetal force acting. When reaction is there, we are saying that it is centrifugal force. That means reaction becomes centrifugal force. By virtue of your understanding, you can apply that one. But this AC is equal to mv square by r. This is. So FC is equal to v square by r, mv square by r. A means AC. So अभी सेंट्रीपिटल फोर्स हो गया mv स्क्वायर बाय r. इसका मैग्नीट्यूड जितना सेंट्रीपिटल फोर्स का, सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स का भी मैग्नीट्यूड उतना. तो क्या तो अलग है ना, डायरेक्शन अलग है. ओके, सो लेट अस डिस्कस अबाउट द व्हाट आर द डिफरेंस. बिफोर दैट वी मस्ट डिस्कस अबाउट सम इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट्स. इट मे बी नोटेड दैट centrifugal force is not a force of reaction. Centrifugal force is a fictitious force, pseudo force, which comes into play only in the rotating frame of or oscillated frame of reference. There are two types of frame of reference. One is a inertial frame of reference, which is based on the Newton's first law of motion, because there is inertia. Newton's first law of motion is a law of inertia. But another is the non-inertial frame of reference, which is based on the Newton's second law, because it produces acceleration. So non-inertial frame of reference means that body is accelerated. So let us discuss one by one what are the difference between the centripetal force and centrifugal force. You must know the centripetal force and centrifugal force. What we discussed, you collect that important point as per the question. One is centripetal force, another is centrifugal force. Okay, acting, you can say moving toward the center of the directed toward the center of the circular force. It acts or acting towards the center of the circular path. Okay? Who? Centripetal force. It is directed away. Directed away. I am not writing complete sentence. I will give you notes. Directed away from the center. Directed away from the center of the nucleus. From the center of the nucleus. Center of the nucleus. Okay? Acting towards or directed towards, directed away from. Then come to point, it is a real force. It is a real force. It is pseudo force or fictitious force. You can say this is a fictitious force. Fictitious or apparent force or virtual force. Acting along the radius. Away from the radius. Away from the radius. Then come to point, needed for circular motion of body. Needed for circular motion of the body. May not be needed, is not needed for circular motion. Not needed for circular motion. In short form, CM I am writing circular motion. Then it applicable both inertial, ये applicable 5 में यहाँ जगह नहीं लिख रहे हैं. applicable both in inertial and non-inertial frame of reference. It is only applicable non-inertial. इसमें क्या है? Only non-inertial frame of reference में apply है. Okay? In this way, you remember these points. If question will come, what do you mean by centripetal force and centrifugal force? Remember, magnitude is same, mv square by r, acting towards away, moving toward the center, moving away from. So what are the common points? Okay, that you must remember. What are the difference? Okay, thank you. Have a good day.